your sexual values? And nobody can ever answer me because we're not taught to think like that.
How does Make Love Not Porn differ from ethical porn?
If porn is the Hollywood movie, produced, performative, scripted entertainment, we are the badly needed documentary because we are the only window onto the funny, messy, loving, wonderful sex that we all have in the real world. I started Make Love Not Porn to answer the question that everyone has asked since the dawn of time, which is, what is everybody else really doing in bed? And so we are a privileged glimpse into people's real world sex lives. The vast majority of our Make Love Not Porn stars had never filmed themselves doing anything sexual before ever. They're doing it for us because they believe in our social mission to create a more open, healthy dialogue around sex, to promote consent, communication, good sexual values, and good sexual behavior. Literally, sex education through real-world demonstration. And so on Make Love Not Porn, you will see, as I said, the full glorious spectrum of human sexuality. We are utterly diverse and inclusive. Our members and our Make Love Not Porn stars are all ages from 18 to 80, all races, ethnicities. We're a global platform. Male, female, trans, non-binary, straight, LGBTQ, asexual. And you will see on Make Love Not Porn the accidents, the laughter, the messiness, the pets strolling in, the pausing in the middle for a snack.
And so how do you combat the idea that when I go to the movies or I want to look at porn, I want to look at the Hollywood image? That's what I'm going to look at. And now you're showing me something that is too real. I mean, I love from an educational point of view, but why would I, come there versus whatever?
So first of all, I use the movie documentary analogy deliberately because Make Love Not Porn is not a competitor to porn. We are the only real world counterpoint and complement. People like watching movies. People also like watching documentaries. Sometimes in the mood for a movie, sometimes you really fancy a really interesting documentary. You can absolutely watch porn and you can watch Make Love Not Porn. But I'll tell you, I mean, there are many things that are utterly unique about our videos, which is what our members value.
I think one of the things that is really sorely lacking, aside from sex education, and because we are heterosexual, we assume we know what's going to happen in the bedroom. So you meet a partner, like eventually it's most likely going to lead to maybe some oral sex, and then we'll end up having intercourse. Whereas homosexual couples and couples that are practicing different lifestyles have a whole conversation ahead of time. And so the communication piece is already there. And if it's not working and you say, hey, hang on a second, like that's not working for me, you're not afraid to say it. I mean, I have even been guilty of just saying, okay, like, let me just keep my mouth shut and like get it over with and we'll be done. And that is so not what I'm even preaching. So it's so important to have the pleasure and to communicate.
No, absolutely. And when we were designing Make Love Not Porn, I said to my team, because what we're doing is we are spearheading what we call the social sex revolution. The revolutionary part is not the sex, it's the fact we're finally making it social, bringing it out of the shadows into the sunlight, into the open. So I said to my team, we're going to design people's profile pages on Make Love Not Porn so that one day you can be on a first date and you can bring your phone out, you can go to your profile page, Make Love Not Porn, and say, this is who I am sexually. Because on a first date, we talk about what kind of foods you like, what countries you like to travel to. Why can't we talk about these are, and this is the important term, these are my sexual values. And that's the important term because, so I designed Make Love Not Porn around all my beliefs and philosophies, one of which is that everything in life starts with you and your values. So I regularly ask people this question: what are your sexual values? And nobody can ever answer me because we're not taught to think like that. Our parents bring us up to have good manners, a work ethic, sense of responsibility, accountability. Nobody ever brings us up to behave well in bed, but they should, because in bed, values like empathy, sensitivity, generosity, kindness, honesty, trust, respect are as important as those values are in every other area of our lives where we're actively taught to exercise them. And so at Make Love Not Porn, we are pioneering the concept of good sexual values and good sexual behavior. And we are building a community around shared good sexual values. And it is the expression of that that informs great consensual communicative sex.
That's great. That's great. And I will, definitely link to this in the show notes. I have looked on Make Love Not Porn, but I have never been on OnlyFans. How does it differ though? I know it's the same sort of, you upload your own video and you get paid for it.
There are a number of differences. And by the way, I concepted our revenue share model 16 years ago, many years before OnlyFans. So first of all, OnlyFans was not designed to keep sex workers safe. Okay. At Make Love Not Porn, everything about our platform is designed around the safety of and respect for our community, including our unique human curation model, where there's no self-publishing. Our curators watch every video from beginning to end before we approve or reject, and we publish it. We review every social post on every profile, every comment, every video. We approve or reject them, we publish them. So we can vouch for everything on our platform. Secondly, on OnlyFans, you are performing for fans. And by the way, if you want to make money, you've got to do whatever requests those fans make of you, no matter how humiliating or degrading or not your taste it may be. On Make Love Not Porn, no one's performing for anybody. You're just having the sex you have in the real world, and our members are enormously grateful that you are sharing that with them. On OnlyFans, if you want to make money, it's a 24/7 job. Got to be refreshing that content constantly, responding to fan requests, etc. On Make Love Not Porn, it's passive income. You might share a video 1 month, maybe a couple months go by, you don't feel like uploading anything else. In the meantime, people are renting your video, you're making money from that.
I think it's a wonderful model. I think it's hard for nobody's ever heard of it. I've heard of it because I'm in this industry. I now, of course, hopefully my audience will also put the word out.
And actually, sorry to chip in, Karen, but I just want to make our listeners aware. The reason you may never have heard of Make Love Not Porn is because, and actually, I'll just contextualize this more broadly. First of all, the one thing I didn't realize when I started this business was that I and my tiny team would fight an enormous battle every single day, not even to grow Make Love Not Porn, just to keep it alive. Basically because every piece of business infrastructure any other tech startup takes for granted, we can't, because the small print always says no adult content. And that is all pervasive across every area of the business. Can't get funded, couldn't get banked, can't put payments in place. And one of our biggest business growth inhibitors is that Make Love Not Porn is banned from advertising anywhere. We cannot advertise and promote ourselves on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Google, YouTube, Reddit. I ask you, look at what's on Reddit. Reddit bans us from advertising on Reddit. We cannot advertise on Twitter. Look at everything on Twitter. Twitter bans Make Love Not Porn from advertising. And by the way, this is a gendered bias. It's not just Make Love Not Porn and sex-related businesses. Any female lens, sexual health and wellness venture is also banned.
I was just shadow banned for 20th time on Instagram. I finally got myself clear, and then I connected with someone who I interviewed who was completely shadow banned for life, and all of a sudden I got shadow banned. I mean, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. Yeah. It's much worse, and it's worse for women, right? Female sex educators get banned more than I know. It's really I don't even know. I was sort of hoping now that Mark Zuckerberg took down all the other guardrails that maybe sex would be one of the things we could talk about.
It's fine to be racist and fascist. Yep. Not to do anything with sex.
I love it. I think it's wonderful. And I think to all the listeners, I think it's a great thing for all of you who are having these issues and these embarrassments and the shame to see this is how it's really done. This is how we really do it. So just circling back a little bit, what is sexy to you? What makes somebody sexy?
Do you know, it honestly, it really, really is personality first and foremost. I mean, obviously I can look at, and again, I'm straight, so I'll speak in this context. I mean, I can look at a good looking man and think you're attractive, but what I find sexy is just how somebody is. And by the way, part of that is, I think you are really sexy if you are comfortable in your own skin. If you are happy with who you are, that just is very, very attractive to me. I'm absolutely drawn to niceness, as I said, must be a very nice person. But also, I'm just drawn to interesting people with character and personality, people who, don't care what other people think, are happy to be themselves.
Do you think people really, other than you, don't care what do you think there are people out there that really don't care what other people think?
Oh yes, yeah.
Especially in New York.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. There absolutely are. Yeah.
Okay. Before I ask my final question, anything else you want to add that we haven't discussed?
I think I will just say to our listeners, if you like everything I've talked about, please do, first of all, go to MakeLoveNotPorn.com and join us. Subscribe. It starts at $10 a month, very affordable. Consider becoming a Make Love Not Porn star. We'd love to have you. And please do support us by going to wefunder.com/MakeLoveNotPorn and investing in our equity crowdfunding campaign. It's our first ever equity crowdfunding campaign. First ever because historically no crowdfunding platform would allow us. But then the wonderful actress Jamila Jamil is a big fan. And so she led the campaign as our lead investor, brought us to WeFunder. And the funding we're raising there is going to grow Make Love Not Porn and build what parents and teachers have asked us for years, the 0 to 18 and beyond sex education expansion of what we do, MakeLoveNotPorn.academy. So I'd be so grateful for any support you can show. The minimum investment is just $100. So it's also relatively affordable.
Definitely. And again, I will put all the links and information in the show notes. So my final question that I ask all my guests is, what is your definition of sex?
Do you know, my definition of sex, and this is going to be really, really obvious, is my definition of sex is make love, not porn. And I say that because sex is just wonderful in the real world. And there is no formula. To have great sex is not about breaking out the porn moves. It is literally everything we do at Make Love Not Porn boils down to making it easier to talk about sex in order to have great sex. Because, my background is 40 years working in advertising. I've spent 40 years working in the business of communication. I know, therefore, that everything great in life and business is born out of great communication. Great sex is no different. Great sex is born out of great communication. And so for me, sex is making love versus any kind of porn formula. And it is absolutely communicating what each of you enjoys or doesn't enjoy. Every sexual partner you'll ever have is different. So again, no formula. Find out what they like, share what you like. Communicate, and make love, not porn.
That's so wonderful. Thank you so much, Cindy. This was such a delight. And I so appreciate everything you're doing in the world. You're really a great human.
Oh, thank you, Karen. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, why not subscribe so you can make sure to be notified every time a new episode comes out. And you can head over to my website and get your own pleasure playbook to spice up your sex life. In the meantime, until the next episode, grab your favorite drink and put me on speaker. It is time we broke the silence.